Mike Smith here reporting for CCR, and I'm with one of my childhood heroes here, Larry Krause. It's good to have you, Larry.
Well, hey, Mike, I really got a lot of great memories here at this place, and I remember you when you were just a little wee kid. I couldn't believe how you could ride on a horse. And I also remember your mom getting thrown off a horse. But I think she was almost, seemed like almost a teenager, but she was in her 20s, I think.
A good bit younger than now.
Yeah. So,
yeah. I was never causing any trouble around here, right?
Oh no, you were just you and my son Isaiah. You guys were like completely innocent. Never got into any trouble, except putting a hole in the wall, and breaking windows.
A few other things we probably don't need to mention, right?
Right.
Well, you're here today because you're one of our speakers at CCR. And boy, you've got just a tremendous topic to talk about.
Oh, I am looking forward to it. I think it's a beautiful topic, a topic that we all need. I mean, all of us. You know, we're all struggling with how do I live a holy, godly life? How do I bring righteousness back into our home? And this is probably something that we're all confronted with every day. Probably more so than ever. You know, with the media and just, you know, so involved. It's so easy to get involved in sin these days, and our homes can be destroyed, relationships broken. And I think this is a great, wonderful topic that we can bring, you know, holiness back into our family.
Yeah. You know, our overall topic for CCR is reviving us again. And so you're dealing with reviving us, a determination to live godly lives. And, you know, one part that I personally am excited about that topic is the whole weekend is reviving us again. So not just necessarily, you know, doing something, but the desire to do it.
Yeah, and actually that means everything. Some of you may be I'm not sure if you know the story of Josiah and Hezekiah and all them guys. These were guys that actually tried to do a big revival during their time. And Josiah, you know, for years and years, they were doing a lot of immoral, ungodly stuff. Their homes were completely a mess. And, well, it's a long story with Josiah. But anyhow, he tried to try to bring it all back.
Yeah.
But what he didn't get the heart of the people. And so they were all doing the right things, but they didn't really enjoy it. But Hezekiah, on the other hand, he went a step further. He said, hey, not only are we going to do the right things, but we're going to enjoy doing the right things. And so what he did, he got to the heart of the people. And that's really where we need to be today. And I think once we get that all revived, you know, our families will be great, we'll be a lot happier, we'll be more successful in being a Christian and serving God and serving other people.
Yeah. So it's great. I'm really looking forward to it, as I know you are. You know, there's something else with this week I think you're probably really looking forward to. We just spoke a few moments ago, and you saw the announcement that we made a few weeks ago about we're going to have free horse rides this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I imagine you are going to be first in line, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, you know my favorite horse, don't you? It's the one at the merry-go-round. And actually, my second favorite horse is the one that's underneath my car hood. You know, I used to go horseback riding with your dad all the time. And, you know, I only did it because to be social.
Your heart was
no. And I used to tell your dad, you know, I can't believe that somebody pays to ride a horse. How do you make a living doing this? But you know, then my wife, she fell in love with horses too, you know, and then my kids. I remember, you know, my daughter used to play with your sister, Stephanie, all the time. And your dad would put all these little thoughts in her mind. Because says, tell your dad to go and buy a horse. They're easy to take care of, and they're easy to manage. And so she'd come home and she'd be all excited and says, Dad, won't we buy a horse? You know, Stephanie's dad said they're easy to maintain and take care of. I said, hey, I got an easier thing to do. You go and visit with Stephanie and you can ride their horse. Hey, you can't beat that. And of course, that's what we're doing this weekend. You'll be able to ride somebody else's horse.
That's
and you
right.
don't have to feed it, you don't have to take care of it. You just go out and have fun on the horse.
Just have fun in it.
Yeah.
And we promise we will get you a better horse than the one they got Larry when he did the wedding. At this very location, right? Or
Exactly.
not this location,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yes.
trout ride.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
I'm guaranteed it's a good thing you can remember.
I think it made television. It was on television.
It was on the news.
I remember talking to people down on the other side of Pittsburgh, say, "Hey, Larry, we saw you on television." So yeah, and really, when I did that wedding, I gave them the full 9 yards. You know, I mean, back in those days, I was sort of young and really didn't know what I was doing. But I do these weddings, and I do pre-marriage counseling. Actually in the sermon. So the sermon was really long. And the horse said, this is enough of this. I don't want to hear any more of this sermon. So I remember your dad telling me if this horse starts bucking, he says, just pull the reins down on the saddle, So I did. That horse started bucking at the end of that sermon, and I pulled the reins in, and then, of course, me and the horse went down to the ground, and we rolled around the mud. And, yeah, that was a great time. I'll never forget.
That horse's name, I remember, was Joy. Joy is not on the hack line. You will not have to ride Joy.
Yeah, that sounds, yeah. We had a lot of wonderful memories out there. I mean, that is a great place. I mean, the way you guys have, what you guys have done for out there is really beautiful. The facilities are great. We had a lot of great time. I also like going out there and having the devos every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
With people that come to the trail rides and stuff.
Yes.
It was a great time.
I remember that as a kid. So, well, we're looking forward to being with you, and come along. And Sunday morning is when you're giving your talk. So we are having Sunday morning a Bible study and a complete worship service. I believe Lenny Brooks will be doing the Bible study. You're doing the sermon, so you don't want to miss it. Come along.
Yes, coming. I think it'll be a great time. And Mike, isn't that where you met Amanda?
It is.
So you have people come that might, you never know, they might find a wife.
This is true.
And when what better place can you find someone to come to a place where they want to live right, want to do what the Bible says, and want to bring back in their life the joy of worshiping God, serving Him, and back to the old-fashioned values.
That's right. That's right. Well, Brandon Forshay mentioned that maybe our motto should be a place for Christian singles to mingle. Hey, so is that what you're getting at?
Oh yeah, that would be great. That's basically I think this is such a wonderful idea that you guys have come up with, and doing this for a weekend where families can come together. And actually, what's great about it, you're in a place where you see what God has done. Like you can go to Disney World, you go to all these other places, and you can see all these great things that people have made. But there's something really special when you get out in nature and you see what God has made. And that really brings us closer together, and I think it makes us stronger mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great time. Hopefully I won't get thrown off a horse.
If he does, we'll film it.
Yeah, there you go.
June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. See you then.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it.